So today we're talking off-road, all things off-road. Obviously I've got an absolute weapon setup arsenal here, and I just want to run through 3 different boards that I've had personal experience with and I want to share with you. So hang on, watch on by, let's get into this bad boy. A lot of people say you need huge amounts of cash to get into off-road, and that may be the case, but let me just dig down into the price point of these things. This bad boy here, you've seen it on plenty of my videos. I've spent 6-7K on this, plus I've done some upgrades, so it's going to be around just under the 8K mark now. Full Vesk BajaBoard. It is a weapon. Down the other end, I've got my Trampa. I bought it secondhand. Lipos, always failing out, always degrading, ongoing upkeep of cash. Something to think about when you're doing that. And then we've got the latest, the Acedeck NYX NYX Z1, the NYX. It is a beautiful board, comes standard off the shelf as a kit, ready to go. Now the price point of these is completely different, I'm gonna get into this and I'm gonna say, this thing here right now, I'm gonna get into the eCruise website. In Australia, delivered 4,100 AUD. I'll put the price in the US here and price the euro here so you can actually have a look at it. That's the price. Acedeck in Australia from an Australian company, eCruise, as you know, eCruise, $4,100. Now, as I said, this bad boy up here, starting price is about 5K for a BajaBoard S2 A-Trax, and it is an absolutely spastically good board. But you put all the extras on it, and then we're talking price tag, right? Differences of the 3 boards I'll get into in a minute. Now the Trampa, I did a quick screenshot this morning. We're looking at, drum roll please, 23.75 euro. All right, so let me get out my calculator. Good old, what the hell are we talking? The XE currency converter. The Trampa, no extras, standard kit, no wings, no bindings, no nothing, and we're looking at $3,700 plus delivery, plus import declarations and all the rest of it. So by the time you put $500 Australian on that for import duties, it's the same price as that. Then you put bindings or wings or whatever the hell you want to put on this thing, and a bull bar or whatever extras you want to pull on this, you're going to look at more. So the cheapest version right now is this bad boy here. Yes, it doesn't come with bindings, but it's all pre-canned, so you can actually put bindings straight on it. Now what's the difference between the 2 boards? The difference is weight, length, etc. Now, for me, the Trampa is an epic, beautiful board. It is such a lot of fun to ride. It is really loose, really good for the jumps and all the rest of it. The Acedeck I haven't tried in that environment yet, but I'm hoping to get there soon. What are you looking for? You're trying to find the unicorn of electric skateboards for off-road, right? There's no such thing. Absolutely no such thing as the unicorn. The unicorn of electric skateboards doesn't exist. It's not real. It is not here. You can't get one. I'm telling you. Get into the specs. All running 8-inch 200mm by 50mm tyres. Pretty much all the tyres on these can be swapped over. Are these boards comparable? Well, they are to a point, and they're not. As you can see from the clearance underneath the Acedeck's got the most clearance. It has got those bolts protruding out the other side, but it has got the most clearance. The riding ability of the Trampa without the wings for me was probably less than this. This rides better without wings or anything else, but it has got that beautiful concave shape to the deck. With the wings, this elevates this board to another level. Without the wings, I don't like this board. Without the bindings, I'm not a big fan of riding the Trampa without the bindings, but it's a beautiful handling board. It will do everything you want. The BajaBoard is a very different board again. I can get on road, I can hit speed humps, I can go down gutters, I can literally go down anything I want as long as I'm not smashing the rear frame or the swing arm frames on anything underneath me. Which board is best for single trails? Single trails. And single trails, on road with many different terrains thrown in. On road, many different terrains thrown in. Would I ride this on road or on trails? Pathways. I have and I do, and I still enjoy it. It allows me to rip off the pathways and just go onto a dirt path without any fear at all. Really, really good fun. This will do the same. The difference between the 3 of them is not a lot. In all honesty, it all depends on what you want to do as a rider, how you want to ride, where you want to ride, what you want to attack, where you're going. For me, The riding ability of these boards is very, very different. I love my BajaBoard. I love the BajaBoard for 50k an hour, down dirt roads, dirt pathways, and that suspension, as you know, I love the suspension on this. It just absorbs everything. Obviously, this is more of a traditional style off-road mountain board. It won't give as much as what this will. This is the same. So these two boards here are very much from the same world. Now, I'll get in, I'll do some weights and stuff for this so you can see the weights of the two of them. I honestly feel, for me, this board is going to change the game in the market. The Trampa, we all know the Trampa, we all know it's the holy grail of off-road boards. We also have the Apex out there as well, the Apex Predator. Get on to Mark Hybrids, mate. He is a legend, good friend of mine. I love what he does with his videos, really cool. Also, Cheshire Scrubbers is an ambassador for Apex. So those guys are competing against Trampa. I honestly feel the Apex, I haven't ridden one, so I can't tell you personally, but I have been on a hero deck with some similar products around it to make it not quite like the Apex, but getting there. And I love that deck, I love that board, and it is a beautiful kit. But is it a Trampa? I don't know, I can't tell you. But get onto those guys, ask those guys lots of questions on the socials, on Insta and all the rest of it, and find out where they're at on the Apex board. These two for me are so damn close. What would I be looking at? I'd be looking at cheap replacement of parts. The parts will take you longer to get here or get to your country unless you've got a local supplier. E-Cruise is a local supplier in Australia for this. Would I go this? I wouldn't buy a Trampa again with lipos. I'm not a big fan with lipos. Although, I have had this priced up to get a new battery put in it. It's about $1,500 AUD to have a 12S6P put in that box. So, for me, that's the way I'd go with that. I wouldn't buy the batteries where you can stack them on thing. I don't like the terminations. I feel that, as much as I love the Trampa boards, I feel that battery enclosure with those little ribs and those pressure caps in there, I'll put a picture up here so you can see from their website. I'm not a big fan of that. I do like the lipos, lots of power, lots of grunt, all the rest of it. Now, as you'll see though, and I'll be honest with you, looking at the back of the boards, I'm running open belt drives on the Trampa, gear drives on the Acedeck NYX Z1, or Z1, NYX Z1. I'm never going to get that damn well right. Anyway, gear drives versus belt drives. You can play around with this and change some gearing. You can do all the rest of it, the stuff that you want to do with here. With this, you guarantee you basically got your gear drive. No changing a lot of gears at the moment that I know of, and no modifications in there. Am I worried about that? In all honesty, if you're doing only off-road riding, really open your eyes up and make some really good decisions. If you're not, and you're going to go down the pathway of just having a board that you can run different terrains over, really think about the gear drives. These are really great. There's not a lot of history. People don't have a huge amount of Ks on them yet off-road, but in the coming months you'll see people with 600,000 kilometers on these boards, and that'll start to tell us whether or not these gear drives are actually good. People like Callie moved away from the plastic type metal or plastic type gears. Other people have moved right into the metal gears. Obviously, the gears in the BajaBoard are all metal, and we've got that herringbone, beautiful double herringbone style or herringbone style gear drive set up in the back of that. Again, nothing gets in there unless the seals blow out, which I blow the seals all the time because I ride many different terrains. I don't really care. And this, as I said, this is my smash, kill, destroy, anything pathway sort of board. Nothing will get in that gear drive. Nothing gets in this gear drive. These open belts are obviously very, very exposed. Have I got the gear drives for the Trampa? Yes, I have. Have I ridden the Trampa with the gear drives once or twice? What do I like about them? What do I dislike about them? I like that I could actually have no stress about belts breaking. What I didn't like is the weight. So the weight on the back of the board increases exponentially. Do I feel the weight in this? No, I don't. There's not a lot of metal and bits and pieces in there, so I'm not feeling a lot of weight. So for me, this is your happy medium, and I really feel that this is the option. You're making your choices. Have a look at the area you're riding in. Have a look at the pathways you ride. Have a look at the roads that you're traveling on, or the off-road areas. Have a look at whether you want to be jumping and all the rest of it, because these are going to make some serious decisions. Do you want to be an aerial specialist like Eamon from, I think, who's Eamon riding with MBS now, I think he is, or do you want to be like Sonny Dibben from the Trampa team, It's up to you what you sort of, if you want to do those sorts of wild jumps and all the rest of it, then something in this pathway or this area may be for you. It might be an MBS build-up or setup. It may be a Trampa, it may be the Apex. If you want to be an average rider and go out and hit some dirt trails and not be afraid, this bad boy is right in there. You want to go and do really fast, high-speed, sort of crazy road dirt trails and stuff, then this probably will be your best bet. Now, one weakness I find with the BajaBoard, which the other two I haven't come across yet, is tree roots and big rocks and all the rest of it. The BajaBoard doesn't like it unless you're running 10-inch wheels. If you're running 10-inch wheels, you'll get away with more. If you're not, the 8-inch wheels on the BajaBoard will catch you out, especially with tree roots. A tree root into the front of those trucks, I tell you what, I've busted my shoulder from hitting really loose sand, and it's the same thing. Those trucks will just bury in, that rear lower swing arm will bury in and throw you. You've got a little bit more clearance in the trucks in these two boards here, and because of the way they move and they maneuver, and you can lift up and you can actually lift the front of them, obviously with bindings you can do a little bit of jumping, you can get around those tree roots and get all those things that are lifting up and throwing you. It's up to you which way you go here. I'm not telling you what choices you should make. For me, I've got two different boards for two different rides. I've also got my Flux and my everyday runabout, my Lycan TRX2, which I still ride to this day, and I still go down and do a milk run on that board. So how many boards is enough? I could have all three of these and ride them all at different places and different times and enjoy all three. But the realistic part of it for me is, this is where I'm sitting at the moment. The Trampa, I'm considering my future with the Trampa at the moment because I'm really enjoying this board. But I also want to get a Stella, so the Lycan TRX 2.0 may go so I can get a Stella, because I'm really loving what Acedeck are doing. Obviously, I am a little bit pro Acedeck at the moment because they're pushing the boundaries. I love companies that are testing, they're doing more R&D, they're trying to give the customers what they want. I had a beautiful interview with Jeff the other day, and I'll put his Instagram down the bottom here. He's all over Hoyt. Hoyt are trying to do some amazing things, and it's going to be a really good board, or the boards they're releasing, and obviously to let him know, or let everyone know that he was a great person to meet on eSkate UK Live the other day. You know, thank you very much for eSkate UK Live for having me on, and thank you so much for actually allowing me to get in there and share and ask questions and get some information out of Jeffrey, because the guy's a legend, great skater, and loves to go fast. He's, man after my own heart. So that's it from me. That's it from this. You know all the clearances. You can go back and look at my videos. You know all the clearances of all these boards. You know the history of the Trampa, because everybody knows the history of the Trampa. This is the new beast in the world. This is what's making everybody think about off-road mountain boarding. Even Fred Christopher over in America is looking at this board. I think he's getting one very soon. So keep an eye out on this. See what Fred does with it. I'm really curious to see how he goes. And obviously, you all know my love-hate relationship with the BajaBoard. I hate it because it is heavier, but I love it because it is just a sick machine to ride. Motor upgrades. This is just a weapon, right? But again, $4,000 to $5,000 range here. Plus imports and duties. Check all your taxes, check all your import duties, and check all the other transport costs that come with this one. If you can find the local suppliers in your area running Acedeck, get onto them, because then you'll have local support, local this, local that. Spares for this, I'll talk spares quickly. Spares for this, you can get spares for your Trampa within a week in Australia, which is just insane. It is just mental, but it'll cost you 80 or 90 to 100 bucks or more to get every delivery. So whatever you buy, if it's a t-shirt for 40 bucks or 50 bucks, it's gonna cost you 150 to get it here pretty much. So just be wary. If you're gonna buy stuff and you buy a Trampa, buy everything you need, buy it once, don't pay multitude of shipping costs. This bad boy here, I don't think we're going to have many issues with this for quite a while to come. But if you have any parts issues and all the rest of it, get onto your local companies in your local area, get them to support you with anything you need, and they'll be able to get it in and get it to you. I know eCruise is stocking some spare parts for this already, tires, wheels, bearings, other bits and pieces. So get onto those guys if you need anything for your Acedeck NYX NYX Z1, because it is, it's really changing the way I'm thinking about my off-roading. And you know that I love it. You know that it's probably my premium area of skate. So I just thought I'd share this video. I know it's a long one and long-winded, but I thought I'd get into it and give you some comparisons. If I had to make the choice now, I'd probably start here, see how I loved the Eastgate off-road area, because this will do all the road stuff as well, and it will do all the off-road, most of the off-roading stuff, and you put bindings on it, you can get on and actually get off-road as well. Then I'd probably either, if you want to do jumping, go that way, and if you want to go into the high-speed, crazy off-road stuff, flat tracking, dirt trails and stuff, get into this one. So that's my honest opinion. That's where we're sitting. Hope you like it. Now, 2023. 2023 is going to be a crazy year. I've got a lot to share, and one of the biggest things that's coming to this channel is I am traveling to Eastgate Con in Las Vegas in March. And I believe we're meeting up with 5 to 10 other YouTubers in Las Vegas for Eastgate Con. Obviously the crew at BajaBoards are putting this on as well. It's gonna be epic. I'm so damn excited. This is gonna be the biggest trip I've ever done for Eastgate. Obviously, I did the Eastgate tour, videos here, and it was mind-blowing and next level. So for me, this is going to be huge, and it's going to be the biggest thing that's going to happen to my Eastgate journey so far, and I want to bring as much of it as I can. I'm considering doing daily vlogs, so drop a comment below to see if you want to see daily vlogs from that, or whether you just want to see all the action. Happy to go either way. Right now, it all depends on how many hours I'm going to sleep every day, which is going to be probably nada, zit, naught, nothing. Probably. Anyway, that's it. There's other things coming to the channel next year, but I'll leave all that for next year because the big thing for me is Eastgate Con. And I hope you're enjoying the channel. Remember, stay upright, keep smiling. Craig Taylor out. Yeah, you!